Time for Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero. When it comes to news on 95.1 FM, weather always comes first. Storm chances linger along the east coast from the mid-Atlantic. Widespread showers and storms expected along the central and southern high plains, with snow for higher elevations of the central Rockies. Well above average high temperatures forecast for portions of California and the Pacific Northwest heading into the weekend. Close at home, a push of air from the plains to shift winds east and bring in some Gulf moisture. Areas from the Rio Grande eastward will see some added clouds, possibly a late-day shower or storm. Tonight's going to bring increased easterly winds as the boundary pushes in overnight. Tomorrow will start with some moisture in place, with slight precipitation chances over the eastern areas, but the moisture will begin to flush out to the east by the afternoon. The rest of the weekend and most of next week will again be warm, dry, and breezy. We'll have another look at the weather following this news. Yesterday, there was a county commission meeting. 2 items of new business on the agenda. First,
discuss and receive comments on existing and proposed infrastructure capital improvement plan.
Not a voting issue, just a discussion. Next,
Request approval of resolution number 5-9-24/112-51, disposition of personal property and fixed assets in accordance with state statute through govdeals.com and online auction service.
Passed with 2 yeas, with Commissioner Barella abstaining. If you're curious about charter schools and what they can offer our children and community, join Main Gates United Education Committee for an engaging discussion and get your questions answered.
It's just going to be a public forum, so people can come in and ask questions about kind of what their vision is, what the purpose of it is, things like that. So it's open to the public to come and voice their concerns and ask questions regarding when it's going to be available. 2
public forums will be held at the Chamber of Commerce. The first one will be on Wednesday, May 15th from 6 until 7 p.m. The next one on Tuesday, May 21st from noon until 1. For more information, please contact the Chamber of Commerce. The Tularosa Neighborhood Watch is having a meeting coming up.
Next Neighborhood Watch meeting is going to be the 13th of May at 6 o'clock. We are changing our location from normal. We are going to be hosting it now at the Village Council Chambers.
Chris Rupp speaking with KALH. If you have any questions, please call 575-430-1002. Keep Chaparral Beautiful. We'll be holding a cleanup event tomorrow. I spoke with Ray Vasquez.
We try to get a section of Chaparral, which is the McCombs area. We try to do that section right there.
All supplies, including meals, will be provided. Meet at Dolores Wright Park at 8 a.m. Any questions, call 915-219-0418. The Tularosa Public Library Summer Reading Program is coming up next month. Linda Vigil shared just a little bit of information with me.
The program will actually run from 11 June to 12 July, but it's only on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
One major change this year is that kids must have a parent or guardian present in order to sign up. Linda says she will share more about this program next week. Well, today is Friday. It's time for a cat chat from Kitty City. However, Kathy Denton kind of sounds like, well, do you remember Froggy from the Little Rascals? So she has a substitute this week.
Hi, this is Christy Lepis for Kathy Denton for Kitty City NM, and welcome to this week's edition of Cat Chat. We're taking a break from talking about kittens this week, but don't worry, there will be plenty of kittens throughout the rest of May and into the summer months. As our kittens approach 5 weeks old, we post pictures and information about them on our website for pre-adoption. A kitten can be pre-adopted prior to 8 weeks old, and kindly remember that the $95 adoption fee is due up front. Once a kitten is pre-adopted, his or her picture will then be removed from the Kitty City website, and the adopter will receive text updates about the pre-adopted kitten until the kitten is old enough to go to their forever family. Today I'm going to talk about a very special cat. You know, every once in a while a cat arrives at Kitty City who seems to have it all. Looks, personality, spirit, playfulness, spunk, affection, everything. This girl is a very special cat. Her name is Maribel, and she's among the nicest cats at Kitty City. You can just feel her presence, and she is so into kisses, hugs, snuggles, and love. To say she's sweet is an understatement. One thing Maribel loves to do is stretch up to your face, oh so gently, to give you hugs and kisses. Maribel is just wonderful and will make a family very happy to have her as a member. Once you make eye contact with her, you are her friend for life. Maribel is black in color with a silver undercoat that makes her quite stunning and unique. She has short fur and is about a year old. Plus, she's current on all her shots and just waiting for her space surgery. Hearing about her or seeing her photos on kittycitynm.com is great, but to really appreciate this beautiful girl, come visit Maribel and all her friends, the sweet and adorable cats of Kitty City NM at 56 Danley Ranch Road. Kitty City NM will not be conducting an adoption this weekend at the mall due to it being Mother's Day weekend, but will be at the Mother's Day Craft Show at the White Sands Mall on Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Come see the Kitty City table with lots of homemade and handmade crafts, one-of-a-kind stuff. Plus proceeds all go for the care and adoption of the kitties. Next weekend, Saturday, May 18th, Kitty City and Alamogordo Animal Control will be back at the mall from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. with the cats, kittens, and dogs waiting for their forever home. Can't wait that long? Then come by and visit Kitty City at 56 Danley Ranch Road. Open from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Monday through Saturday to adopt a cat. Oh, and remember to visit Alamogordo Animal Control at 2910 Florida Street. This has been this week's edition of Cat Chat. I'm Christy Lepis, in for Kathy Denton, and she will be back next week with another Cat Chat from Kitty City NM. Once again, our website is kittycitynm.com. Telephone 575-430-6013. Kitty City and you. No one loves them better.
News from around the state in just a moment. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
Local news from local perspectives from local voices. AlamogordoTownNews.com. Local sports, local events, and local happenings, and more. Owned and operated by Second Life Media. We are Otero County. AlamogordoTownNews.com. Heard daily on Crazy KALH Radio 95.1.
Directory Plus is the right size book. It's the book if you need a full book.
That's what just one person has to say about Directory Plus. With its red cover, features, colorful yellow pages, and lots more, it's no wonder people all over use Directory Plus.
It has so much more information. You can cross-check phone numbers or addresses or pretty much anything.
Look on the plus side, Directory Plus.
I'm a big fan of Directory Plus.
Two former Eddy County residents were arrested in Mexico. David Haynes and Johnny Crowley both had arrest warrants and were found hiding in Juarez. Officials say Haynes is accused of drug trafficking crimes from March of 2023. Authorities have accused Haynes of having around 17,000 fentanyl pills with the intent to distribute at his home in Carlsbad. Law enforcement learned that Haynes went to Mexico and was staying with Crowley, who also had a warrant for his arrest for a probation violation. Local and federal law enforcement worked with Mexican authorities to locate these men, arrest them, and return them to America in custody. Leono Hernandez is awaiting a retrial after his murder conviction was overturned, and now he's being allowed to live outside of the state of Texas and in New Mexico while he's out on bond. Hernandez was released from prison in March of this year after he successfully appealed his 2019 conviction in the murder of Richard Madrigal. Hernandez had confessed to El Paso police and led them to the gun which was hidden on a family's property in New Mexico, but in 2022, the 8th Court of Appeals upheld his argument that he was wrongfully not allowed to have an expert witness testify in his murder trial. According to the bond conditions, Hernandez is allowed to reside in Sunland Park while awaiting a retrial, while Hernandez's bond is set at $200,000, and he must report weekly in El Paso. The El Paso District Attorney Bill Hicks told KVIA he was still not in agreement with this amendment.
We believe that he is a murderer. We believe that the evidence, corroborated the charges, and that there's very reasonable expectation that he'll be found guilty again, and that because of that, that is an incentive for him to run.
Kelly Childress, El Paso's chief public defender, replied to Hicks's remark in an email stating that she believes 100% in the actual innocence of Mr. Hernandez. She says she's grateful that his conviction was reversed and looks forward to the retrial as the evidence unequivocally supports his innocence. Court records show there is a hearing set for next week for attorneys and the judge to discuss when to schedule Hernandez's retrial. The New Mexico Supreme Court announced that it's decided on a change to the state's criminal justice system that will keep more people in jail before their trial. People awaiting trial will now be held in jail if they're accused of a new crime while out on conditions of release if the charge falls into certain categories. They will remain in jail at least until the judge handling the original case considers whether they should stay there. The change comes into play for all felonies and these misdemeanor charges: driving while intoxicated, negligent use of a firearm, aggravated battery, stalking, and some domestic violence charges. Additionally, when someone awaiting trial violates their conditions of release, like contacting someone they shouldn't or having a gun when they're not allowed, judges must consider changing those release conditions.
There's this slice of folks we really need to focus on and see how we can really promote public safety in regards to that group. The Supreme Court, I think, feels strongly that in every single instance, this needs a close examination by our judges, by prosecutors, by defense attorneys.
Carl Rivesteck, Deputy Director of the Administrative Office of the Courts, told KOB that the state Supreme Court looked at certain data, including a UNM study, which showed 18% of people accused of crimes were arrested again before their trial. He said there have been instances where people were released a second time after picking up a new charge. The First Judicial District Court will take up a motion to dismiss a grand jury indictment of Alec Baldwin on May 17th. Baldwin's attorneys filed motions on Monday to dismiss the indictment. They allege the gun Baldwin was holding had since been destroyed. They say Baldwin had no reason to believe the gun was loaded with live ammunition. A team of researchers, including some from the University of New Mexico, recently published their findings that hypothesized for the first time that there may be evidence of a rocky planet which contains an atmosphere. This exoplanet, 55 Cancri E, which is 41 light-years away from Earth, orbits a star similar to the Sun. But this exoplanet orbits so close to the star, the gravitational pull does not permit the planet to rotate. So one side of the planet is permanently on daytime and the other side night, making the planet uninhabitable. It was previously believed the planet was so hot that it could not maintain an atmosphere. But the researchers suggest that the exoplanet may have an atmosphere after all, made up of vaporized rock, rich in carbon, carbon dioxide, and carbon monoxide. The team was able to use images from the James Webb Space Telescope to assist with the study. Sports and weather are next. You're listening to Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in New Mexico is this. Without a committed team of coaches and administrators, they just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all of us. This message presented by the New Mexico Activities Association and the New Mexico Athletic Directors Association.
There are 15 games for Mexico softball today, including Oregon Mountain at Hobbs, Deming at St. Pius, and Cleveland comes to number 1 Alamogordo. Go Lady Tigers! There are 20 games for Mexico baseball today, including Hatch at Robertson, Sandia Prep heads to Reynosa, and Hobbs at Oregon Mountain. Your Crazy Radio spot-on weather forecast for the Tularosa Basin today calls for mostly sunny skies, winds gusting as high as 23 miles per hour, partly cloudy tonight with a 20% chance for showers, winds gusting as high as 23, partly sunny tomorrow with a 40% chance for showers and storms, winds gusting as high as 24. Your high today in the basin, 82, low tonight of 56, high tomorrow, 82 degrees. In Cloudcroft, partly sunny skies, winds gusting as high as 23 miles per hour, mostly cloudy tonight, 40% chance for showers and storms, winds gusting as high as 25, partly sunny tomorrow with a 70% chance for showers and storms, winds gusting as high as 31. Your high today in Cloudcroft, 60, low tonight of 41, high tomorrow, 60 degrees. Local breaking news can be found on our website, alamogordotownnews.com, and learn more about Crazy Radio by visiting kalhradio.org. Also, check out the Crazy KALH Radio YouTube channel. That's where we post our daily newscasts, complete interviews, and other information which concerns everyone in the Tularosa Basin. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel if you've not done so already. That way you too can remain informed of the goings-on in the Tularosa Basin. Well, that concludes this Friday edition of Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.